The prayers on the screen, you can repeat with me. Please chant with me. Om Ajnanathimirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunanmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुक्तापदकमलं श्रीगुरुर्वैष्णवांशं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण हरे हरे,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
हरे
Hare
राम
Ram,
हरे राम,
Hare
राम राम हरे हरे. So welcome to corporate Bhagavad Gita. We are continuing with where we left, that is ninth chapter, and we completed 12 verses, and we'll go to the third. Sorry, we completed 11 verses, so we'll go to the 12th one. Okay, so this particular chapter is open secret chapter, where Krishna is opening his biodata. Okay, and he tells only those who are not envious can listen to this. Okay, so he gives a criteria also, and he says, Arjuna, you are non envious to me. However mystic I am, I'm powerful, I have so many powers, this that, you're completely non envious. You're a true friend. A true friend is non envious. Non envious means one should not think that, oh, he has it so I should have it, or he should not have it at all. Why he should have it? No, because he's my friend, he has it. And because he's my friend, I still appreciate him, love him. I don't think anything ill of him, I don't think anything negative of him, like that. So that is non-enviousness. Hmm? So in this, we read that Krishna is saying, I'm the maintainer of all living entities. I'm everywhere, I'm part of this cosmic manifestation, my very self is a source, everything rests upon me, and I create again and again the whole cosmic manifestation under my control. Okay, no work cannot bind me. I am seated in everyone's heart as though neutral. Hmm? Everything is working under my direction, and fools deride me when I descend in the form of human form. This last time we avajananti mam muda manusham tanumashritah param bhavajananto mam bhuta maheshwaram. Fools think that I am, like any other human being or historical person. They do not know that I am Maha Ishwaram. Maha Ishwaram is supreme proprietor, supreme controller. Hmm? They think I am just a cowherd boy running after many girls or marrying. How many wives did Krishna had in Dwarka? Does anyone know?
since Prabhuji 16,108.
Yeah, he had eight principal wives. Eight. So first he married eight of them. So at that point, in those times, the king used to marry many women. It was prevalent till 100 200 years also. You know, that time he married 800. So where did he get his 1600, 16,000 wives, 16,100 wives? So there was one very evil person. He had captured all the princesses of various provinces. Various provinces he had captured, and Krishna defeated him. And then he said, all these girls, you are free, you go back home. But these girls said that, because we were being kidnapped, our kingdom may not take us back. We have lost our respect. And we were waiting and praying for you, Krishna, to come and save us. Now that you have come, we want to surrender to you. You accept us, Krishna. Then Krishna says, okay, I will accept you and I will marry each of you. So then Krishna married 16,100. And that's how the number 16,108 came. So, so, so how did he live with all these 16,108 wives? That is a natural question you may have, right? Anyone has that question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Question is there, but I
Yeah, so
cannot
the answer
understand.
is also there. So once
Yeah.
Narad Muni, he wanted to meet Krishna, so he came to Dwarka and he was up in the air and he was looking. There were 16,108 palaces, and he was looking at each of those palaces and he thought Krishna may be only in one palace. But then he saw Krishna is in every palace. In one palace, he's been served by his wife. In other palace, he's talking to his children. In other palace, he is arranging marriage for his son. In other palace, he is arranging marriage for his daughter. What is happening? In every palace, he sees one Krishna everywhere. So Krishna expanded into 16,108 to be simultaneously with each of his wife. Got it?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So that is,
so yeah. So the thing is, Krishna is supreme, and he has this mystic power. And the thing is, still people think he is a human only, historical person, Mayavi, or some cunning person. But Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, I am Mahesh Mahaishwaram. I mean, who says himself to be Mahaishwaram? We are reading a book and the speaker of himself is saying, I am Mahaishwaram. I am great. And many sages also reading this. Adi Shankaracharya, Ramanucharya, Madhavacharya, great devotees of the Lord, they are talking about Bhagavad Gita. And what Krishna is saying, I am Mahaishwaram. Everything comes from me. So one may say, why to take this book, where the author is himself telling, I am great, I am great, I am great. Will you like to read such book? I am great, I am great. Hmm? Do you?
If you are not envious.
Um, yeah, one answer maybe you're not envious because you're devotee of the Lord. That is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, as a bhakta. So many people find it difficult, this Bhagavad Gita to accept for this reason only. And therefore they may not give the right understanding. Sometimes they may say, oh, the inside of Krishna is the Mahaishwaram, the outside is not. That is one of the explanation they give, but that is not acceptable. The reason is, inside of Krishna, outside of Krishna is same. His form is Satchidananda Vigraha, spiritual form. So a spiritual form has no difference. There's only in the material form the difference is there. Like we all have material forms right now. I am a man, you're a man, you're someone is aged and all that. We have our material form. Our inside is different than the outside. At the time of death, our outer covering will be on this planet only. And we as spirit soul will be taken away to our next destination. Who is the placement agency in this universe? Who will take us
Bra-
into our next destination? What is his name?
Brahma.
No, Yamraj.
Yamra. Okay.
Ah. So Yamaraj is the placement agency. According to our karma, he gives us next body. Okay. But for a devotee, he takes care because he himself is a bhakta. So for other bhaktas, he take care. A bhakta is never destroyed. This is one of the things that Krishna is going to say in this chapter later on. Name bhakta pranashyati. My devotees will never be perished. Okay. So last time we read this, right? We read this, right? Or does anyone remember? Yes, we read this. Yeah. Aham sarveshu bhuteshu. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. So we'll start with our 12th verse. मोगाशु मोग कर्मणो मोग ज्ञान विचेत्सह राक्षसीम असुरीम चैव प्रकृति मोहिनीम श्रितः. Those who are bewildered or attracted by demonic atheistic views, in that deluded condition, their hopes of liberation, their fruitive activities, and the culture of knowledge is all defeated. So those who are atheistic and demoniac, their hopes for liberation is defeated. Their fruitive reactions, activities, everything ends. Like Ravana, the moment he captured Sita, kidnapped Sita, all his pious credits, everything got destroyed. Right? He was he was uh, um, a great devotee of Shiva, Bhagwan Shiv. But even Bhagwan Shiv didn't come to protect him. So such is the thing, that if somebody is demonic, atheistic, right? Their karma, everything um, diminishes. Okay, we'll get into the purport. Any questions, any comments, you can interrupt me and ask. No problem.
Prabhuji, this the description what you said and their culture of knowledge are defeated.
Yeah,
Maybe it will come in the purport. Maybe I think. Let's read the purport.
prakritim.
Some.
Prakritim,
Yeah.
the word used is prakritim. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I will explain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just hold on. Okay. There are many devotees who assume. See, Ravana's culture of knowledge, everything was destroyed, right? He was a Brahmana. All that got destroyed. Like that. There are many devotees who assume themselves to be Krishna conscious and devotional service. But at heart, they do not accept Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, as an absolute truth. For them, fruit of devotional service, going back and back to Godhead, will never be tasted. Similarly, those who are engaged in fruitive pious activities and ultimately hope to be liberated from this material entanglement will never be successful either, because they deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. See, those who are aspiring for liberation also, right? Liberation means mukti. If they deride Krishna, deride means if they don't give respect to Krishna, okay, if they mock Krishna, in other words, people who mock Krishna are to be understood to be demoniac, atheistic. They won't get mukti. It's like that. So even for mukti, one should have respect for Krishna. Then only it will work. As described in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, such demonic miscreants never surrender to Krishna. Therefore, their mental speculation to arrive at the absolute truth brings them to a false conclusion that the ordinary living entity and Krishna are one and the same. With such false conviction, they think that the body of any human being is now simply covered with material nature, and that as soon as one is liberated from this material body, there is no difference between God and himself. This attempt to become one with Krishna will become baffled because of delusion. Such atheistic and demoniac cultivation of spiritual knowledge is always futile. That is the indication of the verse. Such people, cultivation of knowledge in Vedic literature such as Vedanta, Sutra, and Upanishad is always baffled. See, culture of knowledge is cultivation of knowledge. So there are many people who are learned. They are learned in Vedanta, Sutra, Upanishad. They may be Brahmanas, you know, they may be able to do yagyas and so many things. But if they mock Krishna, if they deride Krishna, then their attempt for liberation is failed. The attempt for liberation is failed. That's what Krishna is trying to say. Um, in Krishna's time, right, 5,000 years ago, there was a king named Poundra, and he was thinking that he is real Vasudev, four-handed form of Krishna. So he was having some two artificial hands on his body. So um, once he attacked Krishna in Dwarka. So Krishna, he was disturbing all the Dwarka Vasis by killing them, or sorry, by torturing them. So Krishna sent Sudarshan Chakra. Krishna has Sudarshan Chakra. He says Sudarshan Chakra to eliminate this person. So Sudarshan Chakra went and cut his head off. Then the son of Poundra, he got angry, and then he said, I will do a yagya. In that yagya, I will create a demonic person, a Rakshasa, and that Rakshasa will go and attack Dwarka. So he created this demonic person in the yagya, fire yagya, and that demonic person went to Dwarka and he was attacking Dwarka. Again Sudarshan came, and Sudarshan, he repelled this person. So now this Rakshasa had failed in his aim. So what do Rakshasas do when they fail in their aim? They kill the same person who brought them back, who gave them birth. So he went and killed his son, Poundra's son, and he destroyed Kashi. So Poundra was in Kashi. So whole Kashi was destroyed by that. So point is, that they were all learned people, all the Brahmanas and the son of Poundra and Poundra himself were all learned people. Vedanta Sutra, Upanishad, cultured people. Vedic culture was there with them. But they derided and mocked Krishna. And therefore every attempt was failed. It is a great offense, therefore, to consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. So one should not consider Krishna to be ordinary. Those who do so are certainly deluded because they cannot understand the eternal form of Krishna. The Brihad Vishnu Smriti clearly says, Yo viti bhautikam deham, Yo veti bhautikam deham, Krishnasya paramatmanaha, sa sarvasmad bahishkarya, Shrauta smrita smarta vidhanataha, mukham tasyavalokyapi sachelam snanam acharet. Okay. One who considers the body of Krishna to be material should be driven out from all rituals and activities of Shruti and Smriti. And if one chance sees his face, one should take his bath in Ganga to get rid of himself from infection. So those who deride Krishna, even seeing them will be problematic. One should go and take bath in Ganga. It's what the this thing is saying. The Brihad Vishnu Smriti is saying. So people jeer at Krishna because they are envious of the Supreme Lord. Jeer means laugh, kind of like joke. Let me check. Okay. Their destiny is certainly to take birth after birth in the species of atheistic and demoniac life. Perpetually their real knowledge will remain under delusion and gradually they will regress to the darkest region of creation. Yeah, jeer means to make a rude comment about Krishna. So their future is doomed. Even if they may be cultured, everything will be doomed. So it's an offense. Offense means aparad. Have you heard this word aparad? मेरे से अपराध हो गया. Have you heard this word aparad?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, so it is an aparad to say, Krishna is common, common man and historical person. No, he's the supreme personality about it. That's why we discussed, whenever Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, it is never Sri Krishna Vacha. What it is? It is Bhagavan Vacha. Yeah, it is Bhagavan Vacha. So yeah. Okay, so let's move to 13. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritah bhajanti anana manaso gyatva bhutadim avyayam. Now here we will understand the word. What is the real meaning of Mahatma? We have used this word for a people. We know one person in India is called Mahatma underscore. But actually definition of Mahatma in Bhagavad Gita means something else. Okay, that we'll see. Those who are not deluded, the great souls, under the protection of the divine nature, they are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Original, Adim, Avyayam, Bhajanti. See, the word Bhajanti is used. Ananya Manasaha. Ananya Manasaha without deviation. So those who know Krishna to be the origin, to be inexhaustible, to be the supreme controller, Ishvara, Parama Ishvara. Such people are Mahatmas. So Mahatma is one who engages in devotional service, bhajati, devotional service, that is bhakti, without deviation, without deviation, knowing that Krishna is Adim, Avyayam, inexhaustible. So people have used the word Mahatma, but actual meaning is this. In this verse, see, even sometimes this word is used, Jayanti. Have you heard this word Jayanti? So and so Jayanti is there. Therefore, we have national holiday. Have you heard
Yeah.
this word
Yes.
Jayanti?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that Jayanti cannot be applied to human beings. Okay, there is a technical Sanskrit meaning to it. It means that person will never die. So to that person only we can apply. So this Jayanti and all that is not to be applied to human beings. Okay, it's only to be applied to Krishna. Krishna Jayanti. You cannot use that Jayanti word for everything, for other purposes. So like that, even Mahatma word cannot be used for other purposes. Okay, that's something technical, but yeah. The first sign of Mahatma is that he's already situated in the divine nature. And what does divine nature means? Meaning, divine nature is when one is in bhakti with Krishna, right? When one does bhakti with Krishna, he surrenders to Lakshmi. There is Lakshmi Narayan, there is Rukmani Krishna, there is Radha Krishna. So when one surrenders onto the divine energy of the Lord, see, there are two kinds of energy. One is divine and one is Mahamaya. So let me explain you this. So Krishna has two kinds of energy: Yogamaya, Mahamaya. So Mahamaya, we'll talk first, is actually Durga. Durga Mata. Durga Mata is Mahamaya. What is her role? Do you know what is the role of Durga Mata? She is wife of Durga is wife of
Shiva.
Shiva. So what is her role?
Destruction. No.
Okay. So do you see this word Durga?
Durga. Yeah,
What does
Prabhuji.
Durga means?
Fort.
Fort. So
Yeah.
this material word is like a fort, and she's guarding it like a jailer. What is in her hand?
Trident. That
Yeah, Trishul.
Trishul.
Trishul is in the hand. So she is keeping the living entities here by giving them three kinds of miseries: Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, Adhyatmik. So she is the jailer of this jail, and all the living entities who are deriding Krishna, she is keeping them here. Okay. Now, Yogamaya is another Krishna's energy, and she is Rishi Lakshmi. And Lakshmi, what she does to Krishna, she always serves him, right?
Hmm.
When you see Lakshmi, she is always serving Krishna, right? Lakshmi Narayan. We always see, right? Lakshmi is serving the lotus feet of the Lord, massaging it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when Krishna says that my devotees, my bhaktas, they take shelter of Lakshmi or Rukmini or Radha, and in that mood they serve me. So they take shelter of my Yoga Maya, that is divine energy. Now you get it?
Okay.
And those who deride, they are under Mahamaya, under Durga Devi, and they are getting three kinds of miseries. While those who are under the shelter of Lakshmi, they are liberated. Like that it is. Okay? So he is not under the control of material nature. Material nature is Durga, okay? Material nature is Durga. How is this affected? This is explained in 7th chapter. When one surrenders unto Supreme Personal Godhead, Sri Krishna at once becomes free from the control of material nature, Mahamaya. That is the qualification. One can become free from the control of material nature as soon as he surrenders his soul to the Supreme Personal Godhead. See, when we surrender means Sharanagati. When we take Sharanagati of Krishna, we are actually learning from Lakshmi, Rukmini, or Radha of how to serve Krishna. Getting? See, this is bhakti. You learn from a pure devotee of how to serve Krishna. Okay? So, Sharanagati is listening to Lakshmi to serve Krishna, like that. That is preliminary formula. Being marginal potency, as soon as the living entity is freed from the control of material nature, he is put under the guidance of spiritual nature. Now, see, guidance of spiritual nature. That means somebody should be there, right? Guiding. So, who's guiding? Lakshmi is guiding. The guidance of spiritual nature is called Daivi Prakriti, divine nature. So when one is promoted in that way by surrendering to the Supreme Personality, one attains the stage of great soul, Mahatma. The Mahatma. Any question at this point? Any question at this point?
I think this is nicely come. Yeah.
You understood, no?
Yeah. Prabhuji.
Yeah. See, nowhere in this translation it is said Lakshmi. Okay, right? It is said divine nature, Daivi Prakriti, Ashritaha, Daivi Prakritim Ashritaha. Nowhere Krishna says Lakshmi. So how come we are concluding it is Lakshmi?
A devotee of Krishna.
Yeah, devotee of Krishna, fine. See, Krishna has two energies. So this is from
Yeah.
other shastras.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Divine.
Yeah. There is divine energy. There is material energy. Daivi eshi gunamaya mama maya durattaya. Okay. We will go to that verse and then um, we will see. Daivi eshi gunamayi mama maya durattaya. 7.4. Okay. 7.4. See, here he talks about his Mahamaya. Okay. Daivi eshi gunamaya mama maya durattaya mamayo prapandente mayam etam tarantite. So divine energy of mind consisting of three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. See, she is also divine energy. Okay, there are two divine energies, Yogamaya, Mahamaya. And in Mahamaya, it is three modes of material nature, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. It is very difficult to overcome this thing, right? Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, they are always influencing us. Hmm? Now, like I said, Durga has Trishul. Three things are there. Na? So Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun is also there. Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik, Klesha is also there. But in case of Lakshmi, if one surrenders to Lakshmi, then that is above the three modes. Okay. So this is three modes. This is above three modes. Okay. So that's how we conclude that when Krishna says divine energy, it is Sri Lakshmi or Radharani or Rukmini. Okay. So Krishna may not directly say such thing, but Acharyas have given explanation. What does it mean? Daiveshi Gunamaya Mama Maya Durattaya. Durattaya means very difficult to overcome. So why these three modes of material energy is very difficult to overcome. But who can overcome? Those who have surrendered unto me. And those who have Sharanagati, Prapadyante, those who have done surrender, they are called as, what are they called?
Mahat.
Mahatma.
Mahatma.
So that is the definition of Mahatma. And here again Daivim Prakriti is used. So here again both times it is Daivi Prakriti and Daivin Prakriti. It is same only. Divine, and this is also divine, transcendental. Okay, but there's a difference. This is Gunamayi. This energy takes care of the Gunamayi. So Durga takes care of Gunamayi, three modes. So that's how the Acharyas have translated. And this is Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha. And where we do Bhajanti, see, if we have to do devotion to Krishna, uh, we don't generally go to Durga Mata. The bhaktas, they go to Lakshmi. Getting? Because Lakshmi shows how to serve Krishna. Okay, so if I just put pictures of Durga Mata, nowhere you are going to see how she is serving Krishna, right? She has Trishul, lion, and all that. But now if I say, okay, Lakshmi, see, she's always there serving Krishna. Let's put like this, Lakshmi Devi. All right. Yeah, she's always serving Krishna. You see. So if we want to do bhajan of Krishna, we surrender to Lakshmi. Getting? So Lakshmi is the other divine energy. That is called Yogamaya. Now my question, so this is clear, right? This is clear or not?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So now my question is, does Durga Devi do bhakti of Krishna?
No, Prabhuji.
No, she does. She's
She does.
she's a devata. So all devatas are bhaktas, okay? All devatas are bhaktas of Krishna.
Bhaktas, yeah.
Yeah. But they are handling a particular role. Okay. So they are handling a particular role. So that role we will see prominent in them. Like Indra. What kind of role is he doing? Do you know? Irrigation.
It is.
Irrigation means sending all the clouds throughout the universe to have rain. Varuna. What is the role? Water bodies and oceans. Rivers and oceans. Okay? He's taking care of all that. Agni. What is his role? Taking
Fire.
care of all kind of fire. See, in our stomach also there is a fire. It's a fire of digestion.
Jatragni, yeah.
So if you talk with Ayurvedic person, he will say there's a fire. And if you talk with allopathic person, what he will say? It's a chemical reaction. See, any chemical reaction, if we do, there is little bit of smoke that comes out, right? So where there is smoke, there is fire. So like that. So they may not say fire is there, okay? But Ayurveda will directly say, yes, fire of digestion is there, okay? Anyway, so point is, Durga is also Devata and she is also having a role. What is her role? Mahamaya role. Durga, jailer, taking care of this fort. Okay, and sometimes she has bigger roles. She will kill Mahishasur and all that. I mean, all these asuras, right? They are disturbing people, right? So she has that one role: kill them, and those who don't listen, put them in, under control. Okay, so all of these are bhaktas, and these are such bhaktas that Krishna will give them a role, a service to be done in a universal government. Okay, so that's how she's doing service to Sri Krishna. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam etanunena konteya. We read this, na? We read this. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam under my direction. Huh. Maya adhyakshena suyate sacharacharam. I think it is this only. Let's see. No, sorry. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. This one, 9.10. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. See, under my adhyakshena, we discussed this. Under my adhyakshata, under my instruction, this whole world is going. Prakriti, this whole world is moving. So who is doing that? Durga is doing that. Under whose order? Krishna's. So we read that in Brahma Samhita, right? In Brahma Samhita, it's very, very clear. I had shown you that verse. See, Brahma Samhita is a prayers of Lord Brahma. This one, 44. Srishti Siddhi Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha Chaya Vayasya Bhuvnani Bhavarti Vibharti Durga. So the word Durga is used. Ichhana Rupam Api Yasya Chesa Chesa. Ichha. So Govinda is doing some Ichha and Durga is executing it. The external potency Maya, Mahamaya, in whose nature is a shadow of Chit potency, is worshipped by all people as Durga, the creating, preserving and destroying agency of this mundane world. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in accordance with whose will, Ichha, Durga conducts herself. Okay? So yeah, I just gave this background of how the acharyas have said that this divine energy which keeps the people living souls in this universe is Mahamaya, is Durga, and the one that takes you to the moksha, Vaikuntha planets, that is Yoga Maya,
Yoga
that
Maya.
is Lakshmi. Getting?
Yes, yes.
Okay. The Mahatmas do not divert the attention to anything outside Krishna because he knows perfectly well that Krishna is the original. I said, I said Lakshmi, Sita, Rukmini, and Radha. Okay, Sita is also there. So who surrendered to Sita? Hanuman, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. And by Sita's blessing, Hanuman's tail, even though was put to fire, it didn't burn him. If you read Ramayana, when Sita comes to know that Hanuman's tail is put to fire, she prays. You know what she prays? She prays that if my devotion to Ram is unadulterated, means it is pure, then let this fire not harm Hanuman. Can you imagine? This is a prayer, where she is putting her whole power. As I love Lord Ram and want that power, Hanuman won't be harmed. And then Hanuman is thinking, what happened? They put fire on my tail, but it is not burning. I'm not feeling the burning sensation. So let me do some, masti. So he jumps from one top to another. And tail is not burning, but he's burning the whole Lanka. Like that. And then he understands that it is because of Sita Maya's prayer that, that the fire is not burning him. Okay. So such is the thing, that one takes shelter of Lakshmi, Sita, Rukmini, and Radha. They become Mahatma. Hanuman is a Mahatma, right? The Mahatma Hanuman. We never call him like that, but we should know he's a Mahatma, one who has surrendered to Krishna, or Ram, or Narayan, or Narasimha, or Vamana, Vishnu Tattva, basically. Okay. So the Mahatmas do not divert their attention to anything outside Krishna because he knows perfectly well that Krishna is the original person, supreme person, the cause of all causes. There is no doubt about it. Such a Mahatma or great soul develops through association with other Mahatmas. Pure devotees. Pure devotees are not even attracted by Krishna's other features, such as four-handed Mahavishnu. They're simply attracted by two-armed form of Krishna. They are not attracted to other features of Krishna, nor they are concerned with any form of the demigod or devata or of a human being. They meditate only upon Krishna in Krishna consciousness. They always engage in unswearing service to the Lord in Krishna consciousness. Okay. So what do these Mahatmas do? That is the question. First thing, they surrender to Krishna through the medium of Lakshmi, Sita, Rukmini or Radharani. Right? Now, but what they do? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantastar didavataha namasyantaste mam bhaktya nitya yukto upasate. Satatam. Always. Kirtayanto mam. They are doing kirtan of Mama, of Krishna. So always they are doing kirtan of Krishna. That's what it means. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination. They have a determination to chant his holy name. Bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. The Mahatmas cannot manufacture by rubber stamping an ordinary man. See, this statement, what does this mean? I was talking about this. You cannot call anybody Mahatma. Ready? So somehow in our Indian society, this Mahatma word is used very cheaply, but actually it's a very big word. It's only to be used for one who has surrendered to have taken Sharanagati of Krishna. His symptoms are described here. Symptoms of a Mahatma. He is always engaged in chanting the glories of the holy name, of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, the personality of Godhead. He has no other business. He is always engaged in glorification of the Lord. In other words, he is not an impersonalist. He's not a Mayavadi. He's not even looking for Brahman Vileen. Have you heard this word? Brahma Vileen? Uh, Meaning
Yeah,
one has
merging.
merged
Yeah.
into the Brahman. So such person also doesn't chant the glories of the Lord. Okay, they respect Krishna, and that's why they get that liberation. But they don't chant the holy name. Okay, that they don't do because they think that bhakti is not for me. I just want shanti, shanti, shanti. So I will do Brahma Vilin. Okay. When the question of glorification is there, one has to glorify the Supreme Lord, praising His holy name, His eternal form. Okay, what happens in glorification, meaning the kirtan? In kirtan, we are doing kirtan of Krishna, praising his holy name, chanting his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Like that. His eternal form, his transcendental qualities. Adharam Madhuram. That song is there, na? And
Yes,
his
yes,
uncommon
very, very sweet.
pastimes. Uncommon pastimes. Govardhan. He lifts Govardhan. He is Yashoda Nandana. He is Gopi Jana Vallabha.
Gopijan Vallabh.
He's playing with the gopis. He's doing rasa dance with them. So uncommon pastimes. Uncommon means it's not commonly heard that a 7-year-old boy lifts up the whole mountain, Govardhan. Have you heard this thing? Only by Krishna. No one, nothing else. Hmm? Uh, like in Ramayana, Sri Ram, when he sees the bow of Shiva, and nobody can even lift it. Okay, it required 100 people to push it. 100 or something, 150, something like that. Nobody could lift it. Everyone was failing. But Krishna, Rama, he took permission of Vishwamitra Muni and he said, I want to try. Can I lift it? And Vishwamitra Muni said, yes, go ahead. So he goes, he lifts it. He's the first one who lifts it. And then he says, okay, I can use this bow. So he pulls the string and he goes to tie it. And it bends. It bends in like a circle. And he's tying it hard. And then it breaks. First of all, no one could lift it that bow. Okay. Rama did. What to speak of breaking it? Right? So uncommon pastimes. So when such uncommon pastime happened, immediately Bhrigu Muni came. Sorry, not Bhrigu Muni.
Parashuram.
Parshuram
Parashuram.
came. Why? Because he said, this is uncommon. How can you lift? First of all, lifting Shiva's bow is uncommon. What to speak of breaking it? So he came, and then he understood, Arey, this Ram is another Vishnu Tattva. I am one Vishnu Tattva, he is another Vishnu Tattva. And then he left. So this is uncommon pastimes. Okay? One has to glorify these things, and therefore the Mahatma is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who is attached to the impersonal feature of the Lord, Brahma Jyoti, is is described as Mahatma in Bhagavad Gita. Is not described as Mahatma in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So so even those who are aspiring for a Brahma Jyoti villain, right? They are also not Mahatmas. They are transcendentalists. Meaning on spiritual path they are great people. Okay? Because not everybody does that. So on spiritual path they are definitely great people. But the word to use Mahatma is only for a bhakta. Is what is there in Bhagavad Gita. Okay? He is described in a different way in the next verse. So in the next verse that is there, but okay. The Mahatma is always engaged in different kinds of devotion activities, service, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing, chanting, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, by a famous verse by Prahlad Maharaj, the 9 processes of devotion service. Such a Mahatma has firm determination to achieve at the end, ultimate end of the association of the Supreme Lord in any of the 1 5 transcendental rasas. Okay. So Bhakta, when he goes to Vaikuntha, what is he doing there? One may say, okay, Brahma Jyoti, it is Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. What is there in Brahma Jyoti? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. It's peace. Very peaceful state. No material body. Very peaceful. But then what is there in Vaikuntha planets? It is serving Krishna with love in one of the 5 rasas. What are these rasas? These relationships, loving relationships. First is Shantaras. Second is Dasyaras. Dasyaras is servant, like Hanuman. You serve Krishna with that. Then it's Sakhya. Sakhyaras, friend, like Arjuna and many others actually. Then there is Vatsalya. Like a parent, like Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj and Devaki and Vasudev. And Madhurya. Madhurya Ras is where, like wife or girlfriend, like Rukmani Devi or Sita. Hmm? So in one of these rasas, one serves Krishna. Okay, this is one of the 5 rasas. Okay, this is what is happening in the spiritual world. Shantaras is like flute, tree, deer, cow, all this. River, milk, like that. Shantaras. One is serving Krishna with that. Hmm? Okay. We'll finish these 2 paragraphs and then we'll open up for some questions. Okay. To achieve that success, he engages all activities, namely mental, body, vocal, everything in the service of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. That is called full Krishna consciousness. In devotional service, there are certain activities which are called determined. So there is determination, right? What is the determination? To do fasting on certain days like 11th moon of that Ekadashi. Ekadashi in appearance of the Lord, like Janmashtami, Balram Jayanti, Radha Ashtami, Ekadashi and all that. So determination to perform this fast on this day. All these rules and regulations are offered by great acharyas by those who are actually interested in getting admission into the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in transcendental world. The Mahatma's great soul strictly observe all these rules and regulations, therefore they are sure to achieve desired results. See, those who go into Brahma Jyoti, right, they never do Ekadashi. We never hear them doing Ekadashi. They are fasting, but they won't fast on the day of Ekadashi. If Ekadashi comes, and they are fasting, it's okay. But if Ekadashi comes and they are not fasting, it happens like that. I described in the second verse of this chapter, not only is this devotional service easy, but it can be performed in happy mood. Now this happy mood is coming back. One does not need to undergo any severe penance in austerity. Now, we discussed this servant, Dasyaras, Hanuman. Was Hanuman happy serving Sri Ram? Yes or no?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So in the modern world, any servant is happy serving his master. Do we see such thing?
No, Prabhuji.
Rarely.
Practical.
Rarely.
Practically. Hmm.
Rarely. So, once long time back, Atal Bihari Vajpayee had come to Pune and he gave a speech. And very short few lines of that speech, I read it in the newspaper. I was back in Pune that time doing my, I was a very young boy. So he said a very nice thing. He said, if you want to have servant like Hanuman, then you should be a master like Lord Ram. Getting? So,
Yeah.
Hanuman was very happy serving Sri Ram. And did Sri Ram abuse Hanuman? No. Exploit Hanuman? No. So like that is the relationship of Dasya. So it is done in a happy mood, right? Did we hear anybody became unhappy serving Krishna? No, right? We didn't hear this. So like that, each rasa we can take and we can see if they were happy or not. We'll always come, they were happily done. Okay. One does not need to undergo severe penances and austerity. He can live this life in devotional service guided by an expert spiritual master in any position, either as a householder, sannyasi, or brahmachari. In any position, anywhere in the world, and he can perform this devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus become actually Mahatma. So Mahatma, anybody can become Mahatma by surrendering to Krishna, by taking Sharanagati of Krishna, whether one is sannyasi, brahmachari, or householder, married person. It doesn't matter. Everybody can do. Was Arjuna a married person? Yes or no?
Ye-
Ye-
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
And Bhagavad
Prabhuji.
Gita was spoken to him, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So anybody says, Bhagavad Gita is not for us and all that, it is for unmarried sannyasi people, we should say no. Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjuna, the married person, when he was on his job fighting. Jnana yatsa, uh, jnana, jnana yaggena. Jnana yaggena chapi anne, vijanto maam upasate, ekatvena pratikvena bahuda vishwato mukham. Oh, okay. Now we are entering into something else. 15. 15. Okay, now he has talked about devotees, and now he's going to give some more um, description about his devotees. Okay, I think we can finish this. Others who engage in sacrifice by cultivation of knowledge, worship the Supreme Lord as one without second, as diverse in many and in universal form. Okay, now there are other devotees who worship the Supreme Lord as one without the second. One without the second. As diverse in many and in universal form. One without a second. Ekatvena. Ekatvena pratakvena bahuda. Vishwata mukham. Pratakvena bahuda. Bahuda means many. Pratakvena. So these three technical words are used. Ekatvena, pratakvena, and Vishwato mukham. So these are other devotees who, these are actually Gyanis. They are going after knowledge. Like, here Jnana yajnana. They're doing cultivation of knowledge, okay? And they are doing three things. Some do ekatvena, some do prithakvena, some do vishwatamukam. Okay, these are very technical words. We'll get into it. Okay, this verse is a summary of the previous verses. The Lord says, Arjuna, that who are purely in Krishna consciousness do not know anything other than that are called Mahatma. Yet there are other persons who are not exactly in the position of Mahatma, but who worship Krishna in different ways. So they worship Krishna in different. What are those? Some of them have already been described as distressed. Those who have problems, they come to Krishna. Financially destitute, they want some wealth, they come to Krishna. Inquisitive, they want to know knowledge, and those who are engaged in cultivation of knowledge, jnani. But here are others who are still lower, and these are divided into three. One who worships himself, one as one with the Supreme Lord. uh, we have heard this thing, na? Aham brahmasmi tattvamasi. Have you heard this word, aham brahmasmi tattvamasi? Did we discuss this sometime in this class?
Uh,
Aham brahmasmi tattvamasi. So these are big statements in Vedas. Aham brahmasmi means I am Brahman, I am spirit soul. And the real understanding is I am Brahman, but I am not para Brahman. Okay, I am not super soul. I am Brahman. So one can worship oneself thinking that he is knowing that he is spiritual. That is ekatvena. Tattvamasi. You are that. You are of the same quality of Brahman, but not in the same quantity. Okay. Thinking oneself to be the spirit soul, Brahman, one worships. Knowing that, okay, knowing that Krishna is Brahman, I am also Brahman, and then one worships himself. That is ekatvena. That is the meaning of it. So, understand this thing? Why one is doing ekatvena? Oneness. I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Tattvamasi. I am that. And that is Brahman. I am Brahman. So when one meditates, he meditates on his own spirit soul. Like that. There are many spiritualists who do that. They are ekatvena. Okay. So that kind of worship is called ekatvena. Then he who concocts some form of supreme Lord and worships that. So one sees the supreme in all the devatas. Okay, and then he worships them like that. And the third one is one who sees the universal form, Vishwarup. The whole world is the body of the Lord, Vishwarup. So like that kind of worshippers are also there. Okay. So Krishna is talking about them also. Out of the above three, the lowest is one who worships themselves as Supreme Lord. Okay, so that is a very lower state, to worship oneself as the Supreme Lord. Thinking themselves to be monist as most predominant. Such people think themselves to be Supreme Lord. In that mentality, they worship themselves. This is also a type of God worship. So they can understand that they are not material. See, they are doing this thinking that I am not material, I am not matter, but actually spirit soul. So that is called an ekatvena. At least such a sense is prominent, which is right in one way. What is the problem in that? The problem is to think that I am equal to God. That is a problem. But to think that I am qualitatively equal to God, that is okay. So this is ekatvena, is you think qualitatively, not quantitatively. Like if one wants to test the chemicals in the ocean, what should one do? He should take only one glass of water from the ocean and then test it in the lab, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
From that he can know, okay, what all chemicals are there, what is the quantity, and all that. But if he says no, this glass of water or sea water is the ocean, that is wrong, right? That understanding is wrong. Similarly, one can say, okay, I am Brahman, he is Brahman, and I am focusing on my meditation on the Brahman that is within me. That is fine. Qualitatively, meditation this is not quantitative meditation, this is qualitative meditation. Okay. Generally, impersonalists worship the Supreme Lord in this way. The second class indicates the worshippers of the demigods, Bahuda. So they see, right, like in some traditions, they worship the sun. Why? Because they know everything comes from the sun. The light comes from the sun, the rain comes from the sun, right? The grains they grow from the sun. So they think sun is the supreme and I will worship it. Now that worship is on the level of thinking that that the sun is supreme. Surya Bhagwan. We say that, right? We say Surya Bhagwan. But Surya Bhagwan is worshipping Surya Narayan, which is Krishna only. So that they don't know. But they worship the Surya Bhagwan as the supreme. And the third class includes those who cannot conceive anything. Okay, they cannot conceive anything. They think this universe is the only body of the Lord. So they worship the universe. So these are the Vishwatho Mukham. Very technical things. They consider the universe to be supreme organism or entity and worship that. The universe is also the form of the Lord. Okay. So we will stop here. And let's open up for some questions or comments. Any questions? Any comments? Okay. So
Okay.
no questions. Fine. We'll meet next week and continue with text number 16. Fine.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna.